Hey friends, this is the Miss Volfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to dehydrate ground beef. Okay, so what I have here is just about a little over 3 pounds of lean organic ground beef that I got from Costco, and some organic beef broth. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit different than everybody else does. I'm going to do it in a roasting pan in the oven. So first, now you don't have to add the beef broth. I'm just doing this so that it doesn't dry out too quick. And this is organic and there's no real fat in it. So I've put about a cup in the bottom of the roasting pan. And I'm just going to take these 3 packages. Now, if you're asking why I'm not dehydrating my own meat, I do a lot of care packages for my sons. And I like to give them the best possible food I can. So what I want is my oven is preheated to 325 degrees. And I'm just going to put these in the roasting pan. Now the reason I'm not frying this is because I don't want to add any oil. This is really lean. So if I roast it in a bit of broth, it will reduce the need for added fat or oils. And I'm going to roast this in the 325 degree oven. I'm just going to bust this up a bit. Going to kind of spread it around the bottom of the roasting pan so it gets cooked evenly. And as this cooks, I'm just going to take a spatula and bust it all up until it's cooked. Okay, so this did not take long at all to cook. And I'm going to break this up. Now some of this is going to be our supper, so I'm going to save the broth and some of this hamburger for our hamburger gravy supper. And once it's broken up, we'll go on to the next step. Okay, now I have a strainer in the sink. And I'm going to use 1 pound of this with the broth for our supper. So I'm going to take 2/3 of this and kind of drain it. And I'm going to put it in a strainer because we're going to rinse it. When it comes to dehydrating, your enemy is fat. Fat will cause rancidity. So we want to rinse this in hot water before we put it on the dehydrator. Now we're just going to run our hot water all over the meat. This is why I didn't season it. And yes, you're going to lose broth, but this is going to make sure there is no fat. Don't you love my new sprayer? Papa put new taps on for me and gave me a sprayer. I'm so thrilled. And we're just going to rinse this until the water coming out runs clear. Which we are almost there, but if you stir it, you can see it's not running clear. So we have to make sure we get it all tossed and rinsed. You can't see it, but in the water that's running out, there's tiny little droplets of fat. Because as lean as the meat is, there's always going to be some fat in ground meat. Unless, of course, you trim the meat and grind it yourself. So when this is finished draining, we'll put it on the dehydrator. Okay, here's my first dehydrator tray. And I have the screen with the mesh over top because when this dries, it's going to be like gravel. So we don't want to lose any going down through the bottom. And now we're just going to spread it out. Now you want lots of room in and around your meat so that it gets dry. really well. In raw form, this probably would have been closer to 2.5 pounds. Bust all the bigger chunks up. Now, if at this point you want to season it, I would toss the seasoning in after rinsing and before putting on the tray. But I think you just have more. Now, if at this point you want to season it, I would toss the seasoning in after rinsing and before putting on the tray. But I think you just have more possibilities if you leave it unseasoned. Okay, give it a shake. Put the lid on, and you're going to want to set it at the highest setting, which on mine is 160 degrees. And we're going to let this dehydrate for about 12 hours. It's only been about 6 hours since this has been on the dehydrator, and it's nice and crumbly and crisp, so it's dry. It's dry, really nicely dry. And there we go. 2 pounds of hamburger gave me 4 cups of dehydrated, I guess we'll call it beef gravel. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, if you want to send somebody some meat and jars are too heavy for postage, dehydrate it. Take care, bye-bye.